morning students. Today we are going to study lesson number 6, conflict with the Mughals. Refer to page number 24. Now we already have studied how Shivaji Maharaj he successfully fought with the Adil Shahi. But for expanding the Swaraj he had to again fight with the Mughals. The Mughals were also a great threat to the Swaraj, but Shivaji Maharaj he fought with them also with his capability and ability. Then he regained all his forts and territories from the Mughals and he got himself crowned. Now let us learn about Shaista Khan's invasion. In February 1660, Shaista Khan he left from Ahmednagar and he entered Pune province. He started destroying the territory of the Swaraj by sending his army to the nearby areas. Then he attacked the Chakan fort where Firozi Narsala he was the Kiledar of the fort of Chakan. He tried a lot to stop the Shaista Khan's army, but finally the Mughals were able to capture the fort of Chakan. Then Shaista Khan he set his camp at Lal Mahal in Pune where Shivaji Maharaj had lived in his childhood. In the meanwhile, what happened? His armies also started harassing the common people. The people were very insecure. Even after 2 years, he did not think of leaving Pune. Therefore, Maharaj he set up a bold plan. Then Shivaji Maharaj decided to raid Lal Mahal very secretly under his own leadership. Therefore, he decided on 5th April 1663, Maharaj raided Lal Mahal at night with selected soldiers. In this raid, what happened? Shaista Khan he lost his fingers and he suffered a great disrespect, or he felt very ashamed. He had to leave Pune and he shifted his camp to Aurangabad. Hearing this episode, the Mughal emperor Aurangzeb he got very angry on Shaista Khan. Therefore, Aurangzeb what he did, he transferred him to the province of Bengal. Now, this successful attack on the Shaista Khan had a good impact on the people and they regained the faith and capability of Maharaj. Now, let us learn about the Surat campaign. In the 3 years time, what happened? Shaista Khan had destroyed a lot of the territory of the Swaraj. So it was very necessary to make up this good loss. Therefore, Shivaji Maharaj he again decided a plan to teach the Mughals a lesson. At that time, Surat was a big trading center and port which was under the control of Mughal control. Now here what happened? The European countries like British, Dutch, French, they had their factories here. Therefore, the maximum revenue or money was being generated by this city and it was a rich city. Now at that time Inayat Khan was a Subedar of Surat. Therefore Maharaj what he did, he marched to attack on Surat. Maharaj he got plenty of wealth from Surat and he did not disturb or harass the common people. Therefore his campaign of Surat we can say was very successful. But again Emperor Aurangzeb he was very angry on Shivaji Maharaj. Therefore, seeing the increased activities of Shivaji Maharaj, Aurangzeb what he did, he sent his another Sardar, that is Mirza Raje Jai Singh. He was an experienced and powerful Rajput Sardar. Jai Singh what he did, on the advice of Aurangzeb, he came to Pune and he started railing all the forces against the Shivaji Maharaj, which again he started destroying everything in Swaraj. Now Portuguese of Goa and Vasai, Dutch of Vengargula, the British of Surat and Siddhis of Janjira, what happened? Jai Singh started a naval campaign against Maharaj. Jai Singh he drew up a plan and he started capturing the forts which were in the position of Maharaj. Now the Mughal forces were sent to the various parts of the Swaraj and what they did, they started destroying the territories of the Swaraj. Then Maharaj could not stop the Mughals army for a long time. Jai Singh and Diler Khan what they did, they laid a siege to the fort of Purandar. When the Mughals were put on the fort of Purandar under the siege, at that time Murarbaji Deshpande he fought with great courage but he died like a hero's death. Now Maharaj saw this Maharaj thought that now this is a very serious situation. Therefore what he decided to sign a treaty with Jai Singh. So therefore he met Jai Singh personally. Therefore a treaty was being signed between Jai Singh and Maharaj in June 1665 and this treaty was known as the Treaty of Purandar. Now according to this treaty, what was being given to the Mughals? Maharaj had to give 23 of his forts and adjoining territories which was giving an annual revenue of 4 lakh horns. Horns means what? Gold. and he had to help the Mughals to fight against the Adil Shahi. This treaty was being rectified, or it was being confirmed by the Aurangzeb. Now let us learn about Agra visit and how Shivaji Maharaj escaped from there. Now after the Treaty of Purandar, Jai Singh he launched a campaign, or he attacked the Adil Shahi kingdom. Maharaj helped Jai Singh, but this campaign was not very successful. At that time, Jai Singh and Aurangzeb they thought that Shivaji Maharaj should be kept away from the Deccan politics for some time. Therefore, Jai Singh he suggested Shivaji Maharaj that he should come and visit Agra and meet the emperor. Mirza Rajesh Jai Singh he assured Shivaji Maharaj for his safety. Therefore, Shivaji Maharaj agreed and he set for Agra. He was accompanied by Prince Sambhaji Maharaj and few of his trusted people who were ready to risk their life for him. Shivaji Maharaj, when he reached Agra, Aurangzeb did not treat him with honor at his court. Therefore, Shivaji Maharaj got very angry on Aurangzeb and he left the darbar. The emperor got very angry and put him under house arrest. House arrest means what? He could not leave the tent without the permission of the emperor. Therefore, Maharaj came to understand that now it is very difficult for him to escape from this house arrest. Therefore, he came up with a bold plan and he escaped from Agra and he reached Maharashtra very safely after a few days. He reached Rajgarh. While returning from Agra, he had left Sambhaji Raje at Mathura. Later, Prince Sambhaji also reached safely to Rajgarh. While Maharaj was away from Swaraj, Veer Mata Jijabai, she took care, or she looked after the administration of Swaraj very efficiently. Now let us learn on the offensive against Mughals. Offensive means what? Attack against the Mughals. Now immediately after returning from Agra, Maharaj did not want any conflict with the Mughals, but he wanted to recapture the fort and he wanted the territories which were given to the Mughals as per the Purandar Treaty. Therefore, he prepared a detailed and bold plan. And what he started to do, he started to capture the fort by sending a well-equipped army on one hand, and on other hand, what he started to do, he kept the Mughals unstable by invading or attacking the territories of the Deccan, which was under their control. Slowly, Maharaj attacked the Mughal territories of Ahmednagar and Junnar. Therefore, he was able to recapture the several forts like Sinhgarh, Purandar, Lohgarh, Maholi, Karnala and Rohida one after another. Then Maharaj, what he did, again he attacked Surat for the second time. While returning from Surat, but he had to fight with the Mughals at Bani Dindori in Nasik district. Maharaj defeated the Mughal Sardar Daud Khan in the great battle. After that, Moropant Pingle also captured the Trimbakgarh fort near Nasik. Thus, Shivaji Maharaj, he was very successful in the attack against the Mughals. Sardars like Tanaji Malusre, Morepant Pingle, Pratap Rao Gujar, they made a valuable contribution in this offensive. Also, offensive means attack against the Mughals. Now, Krishnaji Ananta Sabasat, a contemporary chronicle, he described this campaign as Shivaji Maharaj took as 27 forts in 4 months, and he earned a great reputation for himself, or respect for himself. Now let us learn about the coronation. Shivaji Maharaj took place on 6 June 1674 and he got himself crowned at Raigad by Gaga Bhatt, a learned Pandit. After he struggled for 30 years, Maharaj realized that he should now be crowned and be known as the Maharaj of Swaraj. Therefore, Maharaj he ascended the throne of Swaraj and now he was being known as the Chhatrapati of Swaraj. From this event, what happened? Raja Abhishek Shaka, or the coronation era, was being started. Therefore, we can say that Maharaj became the founder of the new era. Now, during this occasion of the coronation, special coins was being minted or was being produced. That is, the gold coin was being called as Hans and the copper coin called as Shivrai. and in it was been written Shri Raja Shiv Chhatrapati. It was been inscribed on it, means it was been written, and all the royal correspondents had to carry the words of Kshatriya Kulvantasa, Shri Raja Shiv Chhatrapati. Now a dictionary was also being made with the Sanskrit alternatives of Persian words was being prepared, and this was known as the Raj Vyavhar Kosh. Now, this coronation of Shivaji Maharaj was a revolutionary event in the history of the medieval India. Now, a contemporary means what? The historian who wrote the special events during that time. A Sabhasad, a contemporary chronicle, writes, it was no mean achievement for a Maratha king to become such a great Chhatrapati. On 24th September 1674, Shivaji Maharaj had his second coronation, which was being performed under the guidance of Nishal Puri Gosavi. Now, there at that time there were two traditions of religious ceremonies in India, that was Vedic and Tantric. So Maharaj had done the coronation with both the traditions, and the ceremonies was being performed very nicely. Now, do you know? Let us learn about Prince Sambhaji Raje. He was only 17 years at that time when the coronation of Shivaji Maharaj took place. So he has described all these particular events in his book called as Buddha Bhushanam. It was based on his own experience. One of the things which is described in the book is that without measuring or counting the money, clothes, then elephants, horses, all was being donated to the great scholars who had come to attend the coronation ceremony from the different regions. Therefore, Shivaji Maharaj spread his fame or name in different directions. Now, let us learn that the valuable and grand throne which was being made for the coronation of Shivaji Maharaj, it was being made by 8 bejeweled pillars on each side of the throne, and this throne was made up of 32 mun. 1 mun equals to 40 kgs of gold had been studded with the precious jewels. Now let us learn about the campaign of the South. 3 years after the campaign of 3 years after the coronation in October 1677, what happened? Shivaji Maharaj, he undertook the campaign of the South. Therefore, he went to Golconda. There he called the king Qutub Shah, and he entered in the treaty with him for the friendship. Later, Maharaj, what he did, he captured the Bengaluru, Hoskote in Karnataka, and Jinji Vellore fort, which are now present in Tamil Nadu, and some of the territories of Adil Shah. Then he appointed Raghunath Narayan Hanumante as the chief administrator to look after these conquered territories. At that time, Venkoji, his stepbrother or half-brother of Shivaji Maharaj, was ruling at Tanjavur. Shivaji Maharaj tried to get him to participate in the activities of Swaraj, but he did not listen. After Venkoji Raje, the rulers of Tanjavur, they encouraged art and learning. The Saraswati Mahal library is there, which is very world famous. Therefore, we can understand from this campaign of the South, Maharaj had annexed or had attacked the fort of Jinji and made it under his control. Now, this proved to be a great importance in the later years when Mughal emperor, he had destroyed Swaraj at that time. Then Chhatrapati Raja Ram Maharaj, he had to leave Maharashtra for the reasons of his safety. At that time, he took shelter in the southern fort of Jinji, and he ran the administration of Swaraj from that particular place. But after the campaign of the South, which was been done very successfully, Shivaji Maharaj, he passed away on Raigad on 3rd April 1680. Therefore, he died at the age of 50, which was a great loss for Swaraj. Therefore, we can say a great era came to an end. Now, in this particular lesson, we have understood Shaista Khan's invasion, the Surat campaign, then how Jai Singh attacked Swaraj, then Agra visit and escape. Then how Shivaji Maharaj, again he had an offensive side against the Mughals or attacked the Mughals. Then he got himself crowned and he was been known as the Chhatrapati. Then we have understood the campaign of the South, and then we learned that how Shivaji Maharaj, he passed away at Raigad. If you have any query, kindly contact.